Hey guys, so I just ordered this album as an import today, or just a few weeks ago. It was a little bit pricey, but let me tell you, it was well worth it. So today I'm going to be reviewing the band Evenoire with their new release, Vitriol. If you haven't heard of Evenoire, they are an Italian gothic folk metal band that kind of reminds me of a cross between the more straightforward metal sound of Lacuna Coil and like the more operatic, symphonic sound of Nightwish, with a bit more of like a folk medieval edge to it. So, alright, the lineup is as follows, and if any of the band members come upon this video, if they want to watch it or anything like that, I apologize in advance if I mispronounce any of your names. So, let me start off with the vocalist and flutist. Her name is Lisi Stefanoni, if that's how you pronounce it. So again, I apologize in advance. Moving on, Marco Binotto plays the bass. Alessandro Gervasi plays guitar along with Toshiro Brunelli, and the drums are played by Daniele Ferroni. So that's the lineup for the band Evenoire. And there are also some guest musicians from bands like Derderin, Haggard, and Nota Profana. I've heard of Haggard and Derderin, of course, and I'm sort of familiar with Nota Profana, that provide little things like the keyboards, like spoken word interludes, growls, and so forth throughout the album. And honestly, when I first heard of this band, I wasn't really expecting much. I figured this would be like, you know, like your average gothic metal band. Nothing really all that special, they're just there. But that was until I first heard of the song, which I'm hearing right now. This is Days of the Blackbird. Yeah, when I first saw that on YouTube, yeah, I was blown away. This surpassed my expectations by a long shot. So yeah, what really stood out for me about this song that you're hearing right now is the flute melody that is being played as I'm talking, the medieval melodies that actually drive the song forward, and of course Lisi's classically trained vocals, since they're very operatic, very classically trained. I looked up her profile, like she's a classically trained vocalist, and her vocals are absolutely gorgeous. Some of the best I've ever heard in the gothic metal scene, really. And all of these other songs, they're great as well. None of them are slouches, like Misleading Paradise, Akamaya, the duo of The Prayer, and the Lacuna Coil, like Girl by the Lake, which, when I listened to it, I thought it was like the heaviest song of the album, since it's very similar to like Lacuna Coil. And I guess the end of Girl by the Lake actually reprises The Prayer, which is the acoustic interlude that came before it. But I think the true standout on this album is definitely the third to last song, Minstrel of Dolomaitis. It's probably the most folk-like song on the album, and yeah, everything about it, from the acoustic introduction to like the final flute / choir outro, it was extremely captivating, extremely just spellbinding. I was entranced when I heard Minstrel of Dolomaitis. That's the true highlight of this album for me, at least. It really beckons a time long past, when bards used to sing of tales of fantasy and folklore and wonder around the fire. I just thought it was a really beautiful song, the Minstrel of Dolomaitis, or if that's how you say it. So yeah, overall, I was really impressed with what I heard on this album. I did not expect for it to be this good. So yeah, this is probably the quickest 45 minutes I've ever heard in my life. My only complaint really is that I wish there was more of it. Keep it coming, because this is great. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a 9.5 out of 10, and be sure you check out these guys, because they really deserve your support. Great job to Evenoire if you're watching this video right now, because this is purely magical music. This is a real contender for #1 best album of 2012 in my opinion. Yeah, just expect this album to be in the top 10 for me. Yeah, expect Evenoire to be in the top 10, because this is amazing. So, yeah, if you haven't already, if you haven't heard of this band, check them out because they definitely deserve your support. I can't wait to see what happens for them because I predict a lot of great things are going to happen for Evenoire the more people know about them. And thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and again, keep it metal.